Let's watch another video from this guy because he was fun. How to play League of Legends.
This is
You guys need this one, huh?
And this is my good friend Josh. Josh has never played League of Legends,
Bro,
but after watching
I have mistimed my password 15 times.
28 seconds in on frame 15, he decided he wanted to try it. So this video is literally everything you need to know about League of Legends made for Josh. Now first things first, you gotta get the game. Go to the League website, download the game, create an account, make a username, and remember this username cannot be changed, so don't do something stupid like your full name or those fun digits on the back of your parents' credit card. Instead, send those digits to me. Once you finish making an account, make sure you read the entire terms of service agreement. I actually did it. Took about an hour and a half of straight reading. Also, there's a typo in there.
Vance knows to you, but if we have oh, a typo. 40 minutes in and I found a typo. Riot. I mean, what are you doing? I'm so fucking tired.
Then you get to pick your game name. Now this is changeable, so you can name it something
It's a
stupid.
typo in the
like,
TSS. I want to see this.
Fucking tired.
Then you get
I mean, what are you doing?
If, yeah.
I'm so fucking tired.
Then you get to pick your game name. Now this is changeable, so you can name it something stupid, like your full name. Then load up the game and do the tutorial. Now this tutorial will teach you the very bare bones of things, but it's extremely exaggerated. For instance, the damage you deal, the damage you take, the XP you get, the gold you get, and all of that is extremely exaggerated, so it's super easy. So I am going to cover some things the tutorial did, but I'm going to do it better. Now once you're out of the tutorial, you're going to be met with a hodgepodge of menus and labels to click. Don't worry about any of them. Just click play. Go to Swift Play, hit ready up, pick your champion, pick your role, and get in. Although maybe finish this video first.
I think this
Now,
would
this
actually
video is
be
for
a
my
guide
friend
to
Josh,
how to
but
play
since
League of
other
Legends.
people are going to watch it, I figured y'all should get to know him as well. So the first fun fact about Josh is that he's never played a MOBA before, which is the type of game League of Legends is. He prefers sandbox and dungeon crawl games. So here's how this and most MOBAs work. There are 2 teams, 3 lanes, and a jungle. 5 players on each team, and whoever can kill the enemy's turrets and get to their nexus first
I need
wins
this
the
right
game. In fact, after 15 minutes, either team can just surrender if they want to end the game early. Now this game, like cake, has layers, and the win condition I just explained is the first layer of understanding. Then, in order, the next things you need to understand is what the different lanes are, how the different champions work, how stats work, and then lastly, how items work. So after I explain all those things, you'll be fully competent and know broadly everything about this game. And hopefully, you'll know everything about Josh too, because another fun fact about him is sometimes he forgets to lock his window because he is a silly goose. Now, on to the lanes. If you grew up watching Khan Academy, this next part is going to be really fun for you. Each lane has a wave of minions, also known as creep, that spawns every 30 seconds. Killing these... damn, this is hard to write. Killing these minions gives gold and XP. You use this gold to buy items for your specific champion, and you use the XP to level your champion and upgrade your stats and abilities. Now, in the top lane, you're gonna... Okay, this is too hard. I'm not doing this anymore. In the top lane, you're typically gonna play a tank or a bruiser. Now, if you've ever slightly glanced in the general direction of a video game, you'll know what those terms mean. But if you're a young man going through your Springer, then don't worry, I'll explain what that means in a sec. The top lane is typically very boring since tank champions don't do much damage. You're just there to farm minions for the first 20 minutes of the game. It's a low action lane that will allow you to practice CSing. CS stands for creep score, or how many minions you've killed. CSing just means killing minions, also known as farming. A lot of terminology in this game, but you'll get it. Mid lane is typically reserved for mages and assassins, so a lot of the burst damage on your team. Mid lane is pretty hard. You got 6 points of entry for enemies to come and gank you. Gank means invade a lane that isn't yours to help your ally kill their enemy laner. Top has 1 point of entry, making it the hardest to gank, and bot has 3 points of entry, so it's a nice middle ground. Not only that, you're the center of the map, so you're the closest to all the enemies, and you're typically playing a character that doesn't have a lot of health, so you're an easy target. There's a reason the best player in the entire world, Faker, is a mid laner. It's the hardest, and therefore, most impressive lane. Now, your bot lane actually has 2 players in it, your attack damage carry and your support. You see, every champion has an auto attack, where you right-click an enemy and do some negligible amount of damage, but most
Jinx
champions
time?
rely on their ability
Yeah, we can do
to do
Jinx.
damage, not the attack damage carry, aka the ADC though. The ADC builds items that specifically enhances their auto attacks, typically being the main source of consistent damage in long team fights. However, they rely strongly on items to carry them into the late game, so they get a little butt buddy to keep them safe for the whole game. This is called your support. Now, unlike the other roles, the support doesn't have to worry about killing minions. They get a special item that gives them extra
You want to focus
gold,
for the child? You can do it
let
another
ADC
time.
Get all the minion kills. The
Okay,
support's job
I'll
is
pick
to
what's
make sure
best
the
then.
ADC
If it's
has
a good
everything
Jinx
they
game,
need
I'll
and
pick it.
want. This means 3 things. 1, if you ever see anyone E-dating or having matching names, it's going to be the ADC and support. support. 2. Josh will probably want to play support because he's a very caring man, based off of all the self-care books under his bed. And 3. It is a thankless job. If you do good, everyone will congratulate the ADC, not realizing it was all you. It's not all bad, however. You get the widest range of characters as a support. You can play tanks, assassins, long-range mages, arsonists, the list goes on, but you will never get the praise. Last but not least is the jungler role. This one is a bit odd because you don't belong to any lane. You see, on Summoner's Rift, that's the name of this map, these are the lanes, and everything else is the jungle. In the jungle, the mighty jungle, the monsters sleep tonight. There are designated spawn points for each monster, and it is the jungler's job and main source of income to kill these monsters and then gank. Remember that? We learned that a few lessons ago. There's going to be a test at the end of this, so be prepared. And then gank his allied lanes. Typically what the junglers are looking for in a gank is a lane that is pushed into the allied turret, so the enemy has to run really far to get to safety. So you have plenty of time to kill them. And that's it. That's how all the roles work. Now you'll come to learn that players don't always play the roles how they're supposed to. Like sometimes the ADC will play a mage, or the jungler will be allergic to ganking, just like how Josh is allergic to powderized chloroform. Another fun fact. Fortunately, you can experiment with what kind of champions you put where,
That's so
but
funny.
for that, you gotta know what they do. Every champion has 4 abilities that scale with different stats, but if I went to every ability, that would get complicated, and I'm going over stats later, so instead, here's every single champion in a nutshell. First, you have bruisers, medium damage, medium defense, typically melee with a nice all-around kit that gives decent defense and decent mobility. Marksmen, the showboaters and entitled assholes that expect everyone to work around them because they have horrible defense by themselves, but the most damage in the game. Assassin, in my opinion, the most fun class, high burst damage and high mobility, 0 defense. They are made for getting in, killing one weak player and getting out. They aren't made for long drawn-out team fights. Tanks, they build a lot of health and resistances, so if you're a big fan of resisting, like I know Josh is, you'll probably like a tank. They have high defense, high crowd control, like stuns and knockups, but low damage, and typically they control the game. Team fights don't get won without tanks to soak up the damage. Next, we have mages, and this might be a good time to talk about different subclasses inside of classes. You see, there are some burst mages, and then there are some battle mages, and every other class I just went over has different subclasses. Now, I swear I'm not trying to confuse you, but all of those subclasses can also just not be those classes. The character that you pick does matter, but you can also build certain items that change what class they are. For instance, this character is supposed to be built like a mage because that's what his abilities suggest, but I'm playing him like a marksman. Now, admittedly, a lot of people think this is really stupid, but I love it, and if I ever make another video, it's going to be about this. But when I say a burst mage, I mean a mage that can use their whole kit in 1 second,
watched the video
and
he
there
made on
goes
that.
all their damage. Whereas a battle mage is a mage that will stick around and keep casting abilities on account of low cooldowns.
Yeah.
But the thing that makes a mage is focusing on abilities that cost mana, building ability power, and typically staying at a range. And finally, supports. All of those types of characters can be supports if you're good enough and want them to be. And then there are some characters that just don't fit anywhere, like a character named Singed. He just runs around with a poison trail behind him. That's it. That's all he does. There's a lot of champions in this game and they're all pretty different. It takes time to learn, but if you want to know which one to play, just go to the collections tab, go to champions, click and read what they do. And if you're in game and don't know the enemy champion, mouse over their name in the scoreboard, champion name, and look it up on the league wiki. It'll be a lot at first, but you'll get it down. Now, when you get in the game, you'll click this little button and all these numbers will show up. These are your stats. Here's what they all do. Going left to right, starting from the top, we got attack damage. This is how much damage your auto attack does when you right click an enemy. Also, if you mouse over an ability, you can see what stat it builds with. For example, this ability does more damage when you build attack damage and AP, but even though it builds with AD, it only does magic damage, as it says right here, and it's in blue lettering. There's a bunch of different abilities in this game, and some of them scale with other stats like armor and health. So if you want to learn your character, read the abilities and then read what they scale with, and then that'll tell you what items to build. Also, there's no benefit between magic damage and physical damage. The only difference is what they're negated by. There's a third type of damage called true damage, and it just ignores all damage reduction. It's super good, but very few characters have it. Next is ability power, or AP. All it does is empower abilities that it scales with, so most mages and supports build AP. Alright, armor and magic resist. Building them reduces the damage you take from the respective type of damage. Armor reduces physical attack damage, magic resist reduces magical damage. I'm hoping I didn't have to spell that out as clearly as I did, but I'm trying to make sure even if you are a complete idiot, this video will still cover everything you need to know. Armor and magic resist do have diminishing returns though. You can't get to 100% reduced damage. For instance, if you have 100 armor, you can get 50% damage.
It was Samira bot. And our comp is something.